Well, all right. Welcome to Walt's World. This is Juan Castillo. I got the All-American Walter Luckett in the building. What's happening, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing great, Juan. Yesterday was quite exciting. I tell you, NBA is fantastic.
Talking NBA. So first, let's go to the first box score. So Atlanta Hawks of Philadelphia. That was 109 to 106 3-point game. And talk to me about this game and how you felt about it.
Well, first of all, Embiid, when he missed those two critical foul shots either win or lose ball games. So I'll tell you, you got to make your foul shots. So I'll tell you, I was quite impressed with the fact that Atlanta did not give up. I mean, they came back from 26 to 24 points behind, and really just came from behind and just really kept going forward, kept the energy going. I mean, they really showed that they can win ball games, and they really believe they can win the NBA championship.
Hey, look, Trae Young got 39, so he turned it around again. Gallinari, did to his 16 points, but he always shows up with something. Lou Williams. I don't know why they don't start Lou Williams. I think it must be a defense issue. He got 15. John Collins was my boy. I've been talking about John Collins for a minute. He got 19 and with a couple of monster dunks.
Well, I tell you, Sweet Lou is tough. I tell you, he came in and was instant offense. I think he got something like 12 points, like instant. And I tell you, that's what you need. He's a professional scorer, and I agree with you. Maybe it might be maybe it's a defensive deficiency, but I tell you, when you need offense, he's right there.
He's there. Now, Bogdanovich had a bad game. He only scored 6.
Right.
We're used to him doing better than that. One of the things that concerns me though is like they don't make plays for Clint Capella, right? It seems like either they're gonna lob it or not, right? And he ended up with 6 points, 8 rebounds. Come on, man. You can't be a championship team with your center scoring 6 points and 8 rebounds. Come on now.
And especially he's battling under the boards with Embiid, and I tell you, that's not easy.
No, it's not,
And he doesn't get any help either because Embiid, I don't know why they don't trap him when he gets down low.
Absolutely. Now, all I got to say is this, right? Okay, Joel Embiid is a superstar. Okay? I'm not crazy about his game either. I don't like the way he plays all the time. I don't like his playing around and not taking the game seriously, right? Because you know how me and you are, man. It's like it's a sacred, basketball is a sacred, it's a sacred game. You know what I mean?
I agree. And also to be a superstar, you don't somebody come from behind 26 points and beat you. That's my problem.
He scored 37, and you know what? Without Seth Curry, who scored 36.
Wow,
they would have lost by even more than that. I mean,
that's interesting one. And I think to your point, a superstar who we'll talk about later, PG, you got to come through when it counts. Because I mean, in the beginning, I think he scored like 8, 9 in a row. The only problem I have too, and my boy Doc Rivers, I love him to death, and I don't want to really, he's a great coach. Why did he sit him that second quarter? Why did he stay on the bench so long? I mean, he was red hot. He had like 9 straight Jaybirds. And then all of a sudden, he's sitting there getting some rest. And even if he was tired, and he told me he was tired, I would tell him, you get up and get out there and earn that money.
This is the playoffs. I mean, listen, man, you ain't tired. I mean, first of all, listen, this is the essence of basketball. The essence of basketball is schoolyard, right? That's the essence of basketball. If you go out on the park in the morning at 10 o'clock and your team is winning, you don't say, okay, somebody else take my place. You stay on the court because you know what? The next time that your team lose, you got to go sit down. You don't want to sit down. You want to play all day. I don't understand these cats, man. I mean, now I'm going to tell you somebody else that I think hurt them. And if he just got more than 4 points, they would have won the game. Tobias Harris. What happened?
Wow, I don't know where he was at. Again, like when Embiid starts scoring, I think Harris just waits for him to be maybe the third option. It really doesn't make sense. Again, we got to go back to Doc. Doc's got to catch up. He got to get the muscle to catch up because I tell you, I don't know yet. He got out coached. Hey, McMillan, like you said, you're a defense savant. You know what I'm talking about. This guy really came back from 26 behind. I mean, he held them scoreless for a while. and that comes from good defense. But most important, I'm sorry to say, I'm not giving him superstar status yet. Okay, Embiid, I'm not yet, because first of all, he's not in shape. He's not in shape, Juan. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, when I sit down and I see a guy, I mean, you can sweat. That's okay for me. That's sweat earned.
He got
But
the.
when you look out all tired and you can't come down, you can't be selective when you make your shots. You can't be selective when you come up and down the court. I have big problems with that.
I mean, let me say this. You know what? I gotta say this. He's improved his game, his drop sets, all his moves since a year ago, right? He got a little bit more than he had, right? And yes. I respect that. I do. But I understand what you're talking about because, even I haven't seen him run up the court real fast in a long time.
And also, Juan, if you're in shape, you don't get hurt that much.
Yeah. And then you got Ben Simmons that,
oh, gosh.
They lost the game because he can't make any foul shots.
Did you see that? That's atrocious.
And, I was rooting for him too, man, because, I want him to overcome this. I do. Because I like him. I like his game, especially I like his defense.
Oh,
he'll lock you down.
Yes, he will. And that's why I believe that Young, it took him a while to figure it out, but he did figure it out. Now, if you want to know who's a future superstar, it's going to be Young, because when you assess the situation and then you recover from it, to me, that tells me there's intelligence as well as ability behind that. Right. Now, Simmons, he's a great defensive player, and he can play defense for me any day of the week. But when you're a liability in the fourth quarter or with 4 minutes left in the game, and I can foul you, and I know that you're not going to – you might make 50% into foul shots, we have a chance to win because now you're going to substitute that 50% foul shooting, 1 for 2. I can go back and make a 3. The numbers don't add up.
Look, and I'm gonna tell you a player that I think needs to play more, Tyrese Maxey. He played 1 minute yesterday. 1 minute. This kid got to play more. All right. I know George Hill played 12 minutes. He scored 0. Actually, no. He scored 2 points. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Shake Milton. I like Shake Milton. Right.
Big stuff.
But he don't play enough either. He only played 13 minutes. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, you got this guy, Cormass or whatever his name is. Mm-hmm. He played 29 minutes. Tobias Harris played 38 minutes. They scored 12 points between them. Really?
Yeah, that's not going to work. And also to your point, my friend, is that the one positive thing I want to say about Philly, they move the ball well. I mean, both teams really move the ball well, and that's fun to watch. I think if there's any saving grace about today's game, they're a lot faster and they move the ball a lot quicker. And I like ball movement. But when you rely on the 3 so much, I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, Curry looked like a hero yesterday. But there are times where you can't find him in the game because he's missing those shots. Again, though, I'm so happy for him that he's doing this on his own. He's making a name for himself. He's playing an elite game, and his brother is, watching him. So kudos for him.
Hey, did you realize that the Atlanta Hawks scored 40 points in the fourth quarter?
Unbelievable. Yeah.
They scored 40 points in the fourth quarter, bro.
Okay, so going back to your boy Embiid, I'm saying, because we're going to debate about this. If you're supposed to be a superstar, you're 7 feet tall, you're not supposed to get 47 points in the fourth quarter, particularly in the fourth quarter. So can I get an amen on that?
Amen and hallelujah. But the other game, which I'm really, really happy for my brother, PG-13, playoff Pete came through. Clippers 119, Utah Jazz 111. They up 3-2. Who would have thought this? Listen, we had given the Utah Jazz a pass right through to the finals.
Yeah. Well, your boy PG went from general admissions to PG-13. He really played some basketball. It was really nice to see, too, that the owner came up and hugged him and said, great job well done. Yes. I like that. So and I think that does a lot for a player's motivation as well.
Hey, look, 37 points, 16 rebounds. See, that right there. He led the team in rebounds, bro.
Yes, he did.
16 rebounds. All right.
He had help, though. He had help. Your boy Morris was cold-blooded.
Yeah, Marcus Morris, 25 points, 2 2 assists, 2 rebounds. You know, he did well. Terrence Mann, that's your boy. He came in, man. He came through at the end, didn't he?
Came in with some juice, yeah. And let's not forget Bogdanovich.
Oh, this boy is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
He has no fear, Juan. I mean, I love, and you know what? He plays good defense.
Absolutely.
I saw him. He was down there, and he was down there muscling it up a little bit too. I like that.
Yeah, and of course your main boy, who you called it early in the playoffs. You thought that he was going to make a difference, and you liked this game, Reggie Jackson.
Oh man, did he play with confidence?
Oh man, I mean, some of them shots from 3 points, I couldn't believe it. And it's one thing when nobody's guarding you, but people was on top of this dude when he was making them shots. It was ridiculous.
And you know, he was rebounded too, Juan. I don't know, you know, he gets under the basket, but you know what the thing I like about him? He could get his shot off, you know, off big guys, the bigs.
Yeah.
He got a nice arc. I love his form.
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent jump shooting form, and plus he plays good defense.
Absolutely.
And you know what? I have to give him some credit. Beverly came in there and mixed it up a little bit. Got a little crazy in the end.
Yeah.
But he's got to calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
But he did a pretty good job last night.
Yeah, but listen, on the Jazz side, Bogdanovich, man, 32 points, 3 rebounds. I mean, played 39 minutes. I think that Royce O'Neal, he only got 12 points.
Yeah.
That hurt him a lot,
Yeah.
Now Rudy Gobert finally, he got into scoring some points, but only 17, right?
Well, they got to go to him, Juan. They got to go to him.
They got to go to him. They got to go to him.
They think threes like Angles and all those guys, they're shooting threes. And Rudy's down low, and Rudy's tough. I mean, when he gets the ball, he scores. But,
exactly.
He's so busy banging it up and drawing fouls and getting bloody noses and stuff. But at the end of the day, if you throw it down low, he scores.
Look, and your boy Jordan Clarkson. I mean,
I love him.
This kid. I mean, and I got to be honest with you, like, he's I know he's nice coming off the bench, but he needs to start.
Oh, he's just ready, and I think he got a home there though. I think they're going to realize that, or if they like the way he affects their team coming off the bench, that's okay too. But at the end of the game in the fourth quarter, he's out there. And I think that's the most important thing. And also, too, Donovan Mitchell, I thought he pressed it a little bit too much. I mean, because I think he takes it too much upon himself because he made a couple bad shots, a couple air balls.
Yeah.
And I think that's out of, I got to do it. I got to do it for the team. And I think that hurt them,
Well, I think the other part of it is like, again, right? Me and you talk about like, we got feelings about the 3-point shot, right? We got a lot of feelings about it, but look, it is what it is, right? But when you still go back to playing basketball, right? That's a high percentage shot to say the least.
Oh, I agree.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, he plays better when he's driving to the basket.
Yes, he does.
If he drove to the basket 3 out of 5 times and took the jumper 2 out of the 5, I think that's winning basketball. And if you think about it, the games that they won, that's how he was playing.
Oh yeah.
Now he might, he was hurt, so he might not wanted to go into the hole like that, with his ankle and all that and whatever, but they're in trouble.
Yeah, well, I think that unless they recover and say, you know what, we gotta go down to Rudy. But the only problem with Rudy is the foul shooting.
Yeah,
that's why they probably figure him. He's the 3rd, 4th option. Let him get it off the rim because he's very good offensive rebounder, defense and rebound. He does well and he blocks shots. But I think he, as far as being an offensive threat, probably in their minds, we're gonna go with the threes because we feel percentage wise that we could probably do better, going from threes than throwing it down low, potentially getting fouled and missing foul shots, getting 50% off the foul line. So the numbers don't jive.
Yeah, and he's got a nice stroke though at the line, though. He really does.
Yeah.
He's got to work on that. But I'm gonna tell you something else that I think that is also an issue here, right? Okay, so even though Donovan Mitchell is your main guy, he wasn't 100%, right?
Right.
That's a coaching situation when you got Bojan, another Vitch, that 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 is scoring like that. They didn't go back to him. Explain that to me. I mean, it's like they should have been looking for him instead of looking for Donovan Mitchell.
You're absolutely right. And again, coaching, I think sometimes you get caught up in the same old, but sometimes you got to read the complexion of the game, and sometimes if a guy's hot, what? You don't take him out and you don't freeze him out of the offense, because you're trying to get the other guy get into his rhythm. At the bottom line, you take advantage of a player when he's really going well, with the percentages off the field.
Well, considering that Kawhi is supposed to be out for the playoffs now, that's crazy.
I can't believe that.
Which is really bothering me with these playoffs, man. It's like the best teams are not going to win this. It's going to be who survives them, without injuries, right? Look, we started off with Utah, having the upper hand. Now we got the Clippers. How you feeling now? How you feeling? Do you think the Clippers win this? Do you think that they're able to win the next 1 out of 2? That's all they got to do is win 1 out of 2.
You're coming out of the West, though. You're saying?
Yeah, coming out of the West. Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Yeah, this series. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I tell you, everything's changed with these injuries. I still think, I don't know. I really don't know what CP3's status is. Because right now they're saying he could get in, whether he has to sit out for 14 days or something.
Right.
So if he comes back, or if he works out a way where he can get in, I can go. I'll go with Phoenix because I think they have a good chance with CP3 or even without him.
Right.
They got a nice squad, man. Maybe Booker might take even more of an offensive role and a more leadership role. They got some young bloods there, so I'm going to go with Phoenix either way.
So okay. You're going with Phoenix, but I'm gonna put you on the spot. Who goes between the Clippers and the Utah Jazz?
I would have to probably say right now, I'm gonna go with probably Utah.
Are you?
And I tell you why.
Wow.
Can PG do that again? I don't know. I don't know.
You wrong.
If he could do it, I don't know. I think he really played out over his head yesterday.
Oh my God, you wrong, man. You wrong.
I don't mean that to be facetious because he was great that day, but sometimes he seems to be inconsistent. I think he's a phenomenon. I think he's a great player, but I don't know. I think Utah can adjust. You still got Mitchell, you still got Clarkson. Those guards, you got to deal with them, and also those forwards, Angles and Bogdanović, and you know what? They might decide to throw it down low a little bit. I'm going to go with Utah. I think Utah can take them out.
You think Utah's going to win the next 2 games?
It's going to be tough. What do you mean 2 games? They only need to. It's just 3-2 now.
No, what I'm saying, it's going to. No. What I'm, yeah. In order. Yeah, it's 2.
Right,
they got to win 2 games. What are you talking about? They got to win 2 games.
Yeah, I was just thinking. So they got to win on the road. They got to win out in LA.
They got to win in LA, and they got to come back and win at Utah.
I think they can do it. I really do. And I tell you why. Because they're a very good team. They are good. That's a good team, and they got a decent bench. I'm
going with the Clippers. I'm rooting for PG-13. I'm gonna take your money. I'm thinking that's easy money. The Clippers ain't losing the next 2 games. I can't see that, right? I just can't. I mean, and if they do, I'm through. I'm through with PG-13. I'm through with them.
Well, I want to ask you something, Mr. Castillo.
Yeah.
Other than PG, who you going to?
What do you mean? As far as what?
Who's your second option?
Other than him?
Yeah.
Reggie Jackson.
Okay, I can feel that. Okay.
Reggie, that's your boy. Reggie
I know, I love him, but I'm telling you, those guys, they played hard yesterday.
Yeah.
But I got to go with the team's consistency, and and all year round, Utah has played well. And let's face it, Mitchell was hurt yesterday. I got to give him credit for that. He was playing ginger. He might come out and just really, he could drop 47 on a dime. You know that.
True.
And then Clarkson with a compliment. I like those guards. Maybe it's because I was a guard and I should shoot deep like that myself. But I'm telling you, they can ball and they're fast.
You're just trying to convince yourself, man. You're just trying to convince yourself. All right, good luck. All right, so let's go to the Atlanta Philadelphia series. Okay, that's 3-2 Atlanta.
Okay.
And they're going back to Atlanta for the and Philadelphia's got to win 2 in a row now.
I'm going with Atlanta.
You are?
Yeah, yes, I am.
Wow.
Because I tell you, and I love Philly, I love Doc and all them, but I'm not into Embiid. I'm just not into him. He's too iffy for me. And also, I mean, in retrospect, Simmons, they found that he can't shoot. So they might, if a good coach and McMillan, he's your boy. You love defense. You were a defensive specialist yourself.
Exactly.
I really think defense can really win, that series. I really believe that strongly.
Well, let me say this. This is an emotional pick for me. I'm going with Atlanta too, but I'm going to tell you why. Because I want everybody to understand that the Knicks played Atlanta, and if they get to the championship, that means that we got knocked off by a championship team.
Yeah.
So.
Right. and plus, Juan, they're young.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't have a lot of injuries. Well, I mean, I see Young when you're putting the ice pack on, but I don't see too many people taking time off with Atlanta.
No, you're right. So we're gonna see what's happening with that. Okay, so tonight, the Brooklyn Nets, man, from the fantastic 3 to now nothing. After the whole season, we've been talking about the big 3 in Brooklyn, New York, my hometown.
Oh man!
And now it's a possibility that we might have the big 0.
That's what they get. That's what they get for taking time off all season long. And at the end of the day, it takes consistency. And you know what? It also takes being in shape, Juan. You got to be in shape. I mean, particularly when it comes to, game time, when you play the elite games, Krzyzewski always said, you got to be in shape and you got to make baskets.
So now, what's very interesting about all of this is the fact that despite all of that, they're up 3-2. Right? So now I'm going to tell you this. If the Milwaukee Bucks don't come back and beat the Nets without these guys, they're going to have to break that team up.
Or break the staff up, the coaching staff.
Something's got to get. Well, yeah. I mean, I think that dude, if he don't make it to the finals of the conference, he's gonna get fired. There's no question about that.
Well, the last three seasons, it's been the same old.
Same old.
And talking about fired, did you see Brooks from Washington D.C.?
Yeah, he got fired. Somebody else got fired too.
Van Gundy down in New Orleans.
Yeah. Well, I mean, after he lost Anthony Davis, like what was left, right? But yeah, so we'll see what's happening with the coaching changes. You know what I mean? But tonight, Brooklyn Nets and Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness. Tomorrow we're going to be back to discuss that.
Yeah, that's good. That's going to be a problem because I don't know. Other than the fact that maybe Harris might come through. I don't know about Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin, they said he's starting to go back to playing in Detroit.
Yeah, well,
he looked tired the other day, so I don't know.
And I don't know about Harden because, it was brilliant for him to use him as a decoy, right? Yeah. In that game, that was brilliant.
But he ain't Willis Reed. He ain't Willis Reed.
But but ain't gonna be no decoying tonight. You know what I'm saying?
And Milwaukee's gonna go for it too. Because let's look at it this way, realistically. Middleton, he's been pretty consistent the last couple of games. Yeah. So, in other words, too, who is Brooklyn going to have for defense?
Who they going to have for anything?
It's going to be
who they going to have for anything for that matter?
No defense.
I mean, look, the reality of it all is that right now, Milwaukee got a better team than they have. And you even said blasphemously that you thought Milwaukee had a better team than the Nets early in the playoffs. Remember that?
Yes, I did.
You really believe that, you know? But now, like what's a shame is the fact that, you know, we're gonna remember this playoffs as the playoffs of the injuries.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you know, I never seen nothing like it.
But you know what, Juan? You know what's also concerning me too? You got the best player in the planet, and and he's out there and he's playing like a superstar, and he's hurt. So you got to ask yourself, Kevin Durant. I give the guy a lot of credit, but how does he do it, and how long can he be able to do it?
Yeah, and that's when you look back on cats like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and all those years that he played consistently and didn't get hurt.
That's right. He was always in shape.
Always in shape, you know, never got hurt. Well, he got hurt, but he played. I can't remember one season that he didn't play. I mean, he played in every season, right?
Yeah, and your boy Magic Johnson, he wasn't hurt that often.
He wasn't hurt either. You know what I mean? So
MJ was hurt and he went out there and still dropped 50.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and now the only thing that hurt MJ was going to play baseball.
Yeah, I understand that, but that was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there wouldn't be no arguments right now if he would have stayed, because Houston wouldn't have got no championship that year. You know,
and when you think about it, we just talked about some of the best guards of all time, which you know, I think you're trying to shy away from that. Because I already got my list and I'm ready. I'm going to stick to it when we make that discussion.
Yeah, right. But we're not doing that today, are we?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm not ready. I gotta go through that list again, brother.
Yeah. You got some thinking to do, brother.
Yeah.
I got some bad boys at that backcourt.
I do. Well, all right, brother. Listen, man, it's been a pleasure again, man. Walt's World with the All-American Walter Luckett, NBA talk. We're going to continue this conversation all the way through until the end of the playoffs, of course, till we crown a champion. So, hey, listen, make sure you check out the Nets tonight. Let's see what's going to happen. You know, according to Mr. Luckett over here, you know, the Nets are done. But that's good. Listen, brother, have a good evening, man. We'll talk to you tomorrow, right?
Thank you so much. Blessings to you, my brother.
My brother. There you go. Walt's World right here.